My name is Nathan, and I have a radio problem. Tonight, we're looking at the Sangean DT-210 pocket radio, which, if I could only have one small radio, this would be it. What I love about this radio is that it's very portable because of its small size. It's lightweight, but it's relatively tough. I've dropped it a few times and it hasn't really broken. But I really enjoy the fact that it has this speaker in addition to having a stereo headset as well. We'll turn it on here.
You can't beat the Twilight specials at Druids Glen. $31 to walk or $39
pretty basic
for the card.
operation.
Even better, every Monday and Tuesday,
Tuning, of course. You can use this memory button here to program your presets, and then you use this recall button to access them.
Best part about Druids,
what this company, fortunately, my telephone conversation
calling a dolphin-assisted
Precious moments watching Dad.
things around. I mean, golf, you don't start, you don't stop on a dime. What are you gonna do?
There's also a deep bass boost, which helps with when you're listening to music a bit. It's not like a terribly useful feature. It doesn't really change my opinion of the radio one way or the other. There's, of course, a lock to keep any changes in tuning from happening. The volume knob still works when it's locked. And then this changes between speaker, between mono, and between stereo. The top two being for when you have the headset plugged in, and if you're listening to FM, it'll change it. It takes two AAA batteries. Good battery life. I've changed the batteries once, and that was because I disabled this automatic 90-minute timer it has, which you can disable. I don't remember how you disable it, but the one time I did disable it, I left the radio on, or it turned on by accident in my bag and killed the battery. So, but that's the only time I've changed the batteries. And I've used it a fair amount, especially in the fall and spring when I'm listening to a lot of football and basketball. Just why I got this was so that I could tune into AM stations to listen to my beloved Washington Huskies. When you're on FM, if it uses your headphones as an antenna, which is pretty common for something this small since there's no room for a telescoping antenna, which is fine because usually you're listening to it with headphones on. But if you're not, if you want to listen to it with a speaker, Sangean included this, which is basically a headset with no headphones. It's just a wire with a little closed loop at the end that works most excellently as an antenna. You can also, if you lose that, which I'm kind of shocked I haven't lost that since I've had this for a couple of years, you can also just use a pair of headphones, and that's the nice thing about being able to switch it back and forth, because headphones work fine as an antenna. I have noticed, though, I have a nice pair of headphones with a thick coil wire that's just like, I don't know, it's like 6 feet long, and that actually doesn't work as good as an antenna as these thinner earbud wires work, probably because of the coil and the way it moves around. So yeah, this is a highly recommended radio. I know there's a lot of radios out there, pocket radios, that people rave about, but most of those don't have a speaker, and the speaker, it's got good output based for the size. So if you're in a quiet room like this, it'll fill it up pretty nicely with pleasant sound. Well, that's about all I've got to say about this little guy. Oh, almost forgot. It does come with a belt clip. If you want to be super cool, clip it to your belt, which I have done. Although if you're like me and you've got a bit of a paunch, this release button on top, you bend over a little bit and it pops right out. So not the best belt clip, but if you put it in your pocket, as long as it's not next to like your cell phone, it's gonna get good reception because the digital tuner locks it in. So you don't really need the belt clip. There's an older version of this that has TV band that's floating out there that I think is pretty much identical, except for the fact it has the TV band. So if you can get one of those used, that's even better. This is still about $40 some on Amazon, which I know it seems a little steep for a pocket radio, but it works. I tried a couple other lesser brands like Kobe, and I can't remember, there was another one, and they were just pieces of crap, and they just didn't work well at all. Got really terrible reception, so I'm glad that I sprung for this little guy. So once again, that's a Sangean DT-210 AM/FM digital radio. Good night. And as always, in the comments you can leave questions and I will try and answer them the best I can.